Welcome to Coco's Corner. I'm the huge one, Dave Coco from Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.com, or Kocosports.net. It takes you to the same place. It's where the world comes to kick ass. Your home for combat sports, and above all, where you can be a passionate fan. This is our TNA No Surrender review. Sorry it's in the middle of the night for you North Americans and all crazy times around the world. I was hoping to do this maybe 3-4 hours ago, but I didn't have a babysitter, so I just hung out with baby Leo all day. So my apologies to you. Oh, the internet's such a forgiving place. Thank you, thank you. But now, let's break down No Surrender like we always do. First, down in the comments below, win, loss, or tie. What did you think of this show? I personally thought it was a win. It felt like a pay-per-view. You know, when TNA did these free pay-per-views on Spike, it was really just fucking Impact. And the last two have felt like a pay-per-view. Like, I almost felt guilty not paying for it. It was a huge win. I know a lot of WWE fans might come by, wrestling fans might come by, but I don't get it. I honestly think since the TNA has been in New York City, it's been an alternative product worth watching. And I'll be the first one to hammer that TNA sucks when they suck. But I believe they've been doing a great job. I've been plenty entertained. I don't know. I'm very spoiled living in Tokyo. I get to see the best wrestling in the world and so much of it. Tokyo is like the pro wrestling capital of the world, man. There's just a pro wrestling event all the time. And so sometimes I'm like, am I judging American wrestling too harshly? But to me, I thought it was great. I got tickets to Bound for Glory in Tokyo, and I'm looking forward to it. If you didn't like it, usually when we're talking TNA, like maybe go back 6 months ago, we're like, if you liked it, tell us why. Now it's like the opposite. If you didn't like it, tell us why. And to me, I enjoyed it. You know, someone called me out in the last Impact saying, hey, dude, ain't you being a little too soft in your old age, old man? And I was like, you know what? No, I don't think so. I enjoyed this free pay-per-view. I enjoyed No Surrender. Now, was it perfect? Of course not, because I'm a nitpicking son of a bitch. But I thought it was really enjoyable. I thought it was a huge win. All right, let's break it down. So down in the comments, please put win, loss, tie, what you thought of it. First match, maybe the bit of the weakest match, but still entertaining. They're trying to put someone over. TNA, I love the fact that you're running in New York City. I love the fact that you're focusing on pro wrestling. I love the fact that your back's against the wall and you're putting on great show after great show in New York City. One thing I do not like is the fact that you're not live. It really ruins it, and it's weird because, like, I go on Facebook, I don't go out of my way to find spoilers, and spoilers appear. So if there's one thing I wish TNA, it was, I hope spoilers don't leak. And the reason I say that is because this wasn't that great of a match anyways. Number one's Contender, Battle Royal. It was Terrell, Madison Rayne, Velvet Sky, Angelina Love, Rebel, whew, nice ass Rebel, Brittany, and Havoc. But the problem is, I went on Facebook and every wrestler in the world was like, congratulations! And you're like, don't give me spoilers, so please go live. We did have a comment on Twitter while it was going on. We're at Kocosports, and at K1LLAK1N9, that's easy to say. We'll just call him Angel. He says, yeah, but it was too obvious who would win. And I agree, some of this stuff was obvious, some of this stuff wasn't shocking, the matches were good, but in TNA's defense here a little bit, I think spoilers have to do with that. Like, I didn't know who was going to win this until I went on Facebook. I think if this show was live, and I know they're trying to save as much money as they can, negotiating with Spike, trying to get a new television, whatever that drama is behind the scenes. But one thing they have to strive for, in my opinion, if they're going to put on shows this good and win people over, is now try to go live. Just try to go live. Because if it's live, then you're like, oh, what's going to happen? But if you go on Facebook and you already know what's booked on future shows, it really ruins it. And it's one of those things, a lot of times people are like, well, don't go on the internet. But it's hard. It's hard. You go on Facebook for multiple reasons. You go on Twitter for multiple reasons. And I don't know. Because I agree, like, some people on Facebook are bitches. You're like, wow, this just aired. Let me talk about it. How dare you talk about it? I didn't have it on I have it on my TiVo. That's ridiculous, okay? But to the point of, hey, in 3 weeks from now, blah, blah, blah is going to be blah, 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 but you're watching it 3 weeks, 3 weeks on television time, and you're like, well, I didn't know blah, blah, blah was going to win, so that kind of ruined the match for me. But overall, probably the weakest match of the night, but it was cool. Some of these women are tremendously hot, and Havoc is just an amazing wrestler, and I can't wait to see her match with Gail Kim. So there you go. Not the best of openers, but not that bad. Not that bad. I thought, like, and this is just nitpicking because I'm a nitpicking son of a gun, I thought this should have been after the ladder match, and they should have opened up with something else. But that's just me. Bam! Next match, boom, 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 and they have Kenny King with MVP versus Chris Melendez. I'm glad to see Chris Melendez back. I am a former veteran, and I hate when people use veterans and then they just go away. They just use it as a publicity stunt. And maybe it's still a publicity stunt, but it was nice to see him a second time, a third time. I like the fact that real veterans, legit real veterans, are what is celebrated on TNA. Not, I got a purple heart. Da, 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 da. All right, we have enough actors pretending to be veterans. We have enough friggin' scam artists trying to be veterans. We don't need it in pro wrestling. There's enough great veterans out there that can wrestle that you could fill up the spot to get that veteran bump, so to speak. Like, doesn't it feel good? We're helping them. It's just, at least TNA has real veterans. I really, hats off to you. And you know what? Because it was so funny, because when Gunner came out, I thought it was a lie. I am an 0331. Me and Gunner had the same job. And I was like, yeah, this motherfucker better not be lying. And then I looked it up on Wikipedia, asked a couple people, like, no, he's really a machine gunner. I was like, all right, you passed the test. Too many days, there's too many people just trying to be veterans and taking advantage of veterans. But, let's focus on the good. And this was good. I thought it was a decent promo. I liked Kenny King MVP. They definitely carried the promo a little bit, but the fans ate it up. It felt good. Hopefully this guy has a career. And, he's a bit green, but he's still having great matches, and I'll be rooting for him. And it's just sad. I don't know, it's like happy and sad. I got to mix the feelings here. Just got to let him out. Let it go, Dave. Everything's, let it go. I'm really happy that a veteran is getting this shot. But at the same time, there's part of me that's like, man, can Kenny King get a win off anybody? I'm a huge Kenny King fan, so hopefully this leads somewhere. Ken Anderson did make the save, and, and another veteran. So, bam, there you go. The next match was Homicide versus Samoa Joe. I love Homicide. I love Samoa Joe. I love Samoa Joe a little more. I'm a huge fan of the X Division. I'm hoping that they're rebuilding it. But these guys are not from their FIP days, the Ring of Honor days. Those days are behind them. I thought it was a decent X Division match. I enjoyed it a lot. It's just age is finally catching up with them, and they have to do something to rebuild it. I'm glad Samoa Joe is a champion, and I'm glad to see Homicide, and hopefully it builds up. But Samoa Joe, he chokes him out in a really nice finisher. It was a smooth transition. Homicide went for some type of cutter move, and it, bam, choked out. I thought it was really good. I was really impressed with it. Taz put it over like $1 million. Usually I throw Taz and the commentary team under the bus, but he did a great job. And then came out James Storm with the Great Sonata, which is making fun of the Great Muta, and also Manic, who's now got a new mask. It kind of looks like Spawn became a luchador, and it's blue, silver, and gold, I guess is the best way to describe it. I love everyone in this faction. I'm a big fan of Sonata and Wrestle One. I'm a big fan of Manic and TJ, the guy behind the mask. And James Storm is a tag team, one of the best tag team wrestlers, especially in TNA history. And I love everything about this, except the fucking story. Except this story. If I think I didn't like Sonata so much, and I didn't like Manic so much, I think I would just give up on it. This story is a really horrible story. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's such a weird feeling. It's like I hate everybody. I hate everything about this storyline except the athletes in it. It's kind of an awkward place. Maybe the storyline will get a lot better. But, Sonata, the ultimate, Muda guy, he's like, I'm a Muda, respect, honor, blah, blah, blah. Let's go out in the woods and go camping, and, torture. Now I make fun of my teacher and follow this redneck hillbilly. And then Manic gets kidnapped for even less of a time. He gets, I guess, tortured or whatever, convinced, and now they're like, we're a faction. I don't know. I love every wrestler involved in the storyline. I just despise the storyline. And it's one of those things, I like Sonata and Manic and Storm so much that I'm turning into one of those pathetic fans and saying, give it time. The story's horrible, but give it time. So I'm a little bit hypocritical just because I love Sonata so much, but this is a bad storyline. Hopefully it just improves, or hopefully I just forget about it. But Sonata and Manic will be a great team. James Storm, I don't know, maybe he's injured. I don't know what the fuck the deal is with James Storm. But it was a pretty decent match, great finisher, and a horrible storyline to follow. But I'm an asshole, and sometimes you gotta admit when you're fucking an asshole. I'm an asshole who's looking past the bad storyline because I like the athletes involved. Does that make me wrong? I don't know. It'll keep me up later tonight. So definitely worth watching. Now, to me, I love ladder matches. There, I said it. I love ladder matches. It's my favorite gimmick match by far. I think you could do it at any level, and it can be interesting. There's creative spots. There's, like, legit danger. I am a ladder match mark, especially a good ladder match, and this was a tremendous ladder match. I don't like the Hardys, as no Team 3 I love, and the Wolves are my man crush. They have to win two times to become champions, and everyone has won once since the Wolves had their back against the wall. Taz made, I gave Taz a compliment earlier. Taz made this way more confusing than it had to be. He's like, they're 1-0, and they're 1-0, and they're 1-0. And I'm like, they're not undefeated. They would all be 1-2. The fuck are you talking about, Taz? Why don't you just say they all have one win and 2 wins get the title? The Wolves had their back against the wall and had to win. They did win. So it looks like it's going to the last match. Last match wins. I didn't read spoilers, but Kurt Angle did have breaking news. I don't know how I feel about breaking news, about shows that have already been recorded, but I'll go with it. Like, there's a part of me that's like, yeah, we already fucking know this because you're horrible at keeping goddamn spoilers off the net, even on your own fucking site. Your goddamn social media team's fucking giving out spoilers. But even with that said, I don't know how to feel about that. Breaking news! We're gonna fucking have a match. I don't know. I just thought it was a bit cheesy, but who knows? We're going for the ride. Maybe I'm being just an asshole here. But tomorrow night in Bethlehem, Road versus Lashley 2 world title match. Kurt Angle's advertising that, and then Kurt Angle retweets and says we won't stop there either. Friday in Bethlehem, March 4th, match 4. I apologize, March 4th. Match 4 of the tag title series, Full Metal Mayhem. So this last match will be Full Metal Mayhem. And I like it. They all won one match. They all got different gimmicks. It stepped up. It told the story. Everyone, dude, I'm really bad at describing how good a match is, and I know I should be a lot better at it. I mostly focus on stories. But this match, to me, was amazing. Andy Paps on Facebook said it was match of the year for TNA. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. I enjoyed it a lot. I paid attention to it. I was into it. I was rooting for the Wolves. New York City did a great job for cheering. There were some really great spots. Jeff Hardy looked like he injured himself at one of the last final spots. I don't know if he did injure himself, but it was definitely very uncomfortable. And I think this was the match of the night, hands down. Some people like Andy Paps and others online have been saying it's match of the year for TNA. I really enjoyed the match. The Wolves do come out on it, and I think definitely match of the night, possibly match of the year for TNA, but very, very enjoyable, and it's a must-watch. It is. If you're watching reviews, you're like, I don't know if I should watch it, try to find this match. It's very enjoyable, and it had some really good spots. And I'm maybe a little biased here. That's why I tell people I personally love ladder matches. It's my favorite. If you want to win me over, any wrestling company, I'm talking about indies or whatever, like even on the indie level, like if I have no idea who anyone is, I show up to an indie event and they're like, we're going to have a ladder match for the title. I'm like, oh, shit's going down. It's about to get real, kids. I'm just a huge fan of ladder matches, and they've delivered on this ladder match. So it's like, hey, I like pizza. Well, here's a good pizza. Thank you very much, TNA. Thank you very much. I enjoyed the match tremendously, rooting for the Wolves. I don't know who won, if the match is going to happen, but Full Metal Mayhem should be exciting. And bam, there you go. Definitely match of the night. Definitely check it out. Boop. All right. Bam. Here we go. Bram versus Gunner. All right. I don't get fucking Bram at all. I'm going to have to pull back on the compliments. This is where, for me, the Divas match should have went. This is where, I mean, they had to bring down the crowd for the main event, but, oh, man, they didn't have to kill the crowd. I am not a big fan of Bram. I just look at him confused, because some people are like, I love Bram! And I look around like, really? I don't fucking get it. And sometimes it takes me a while. I'm a little slow. Been punched in the head too many times, got concussed one too many times. Sometimes it takes me a while. I don't understand why Bram is over. So you got Bram versus Gunner. It goes down. And basically, it's Samuel Shaw, Florida independent guy. And I want to root for Samuel Shaw. I want to root for Gunner, just like I want to root for Sonata. But this storyline is so horrible that I'm just like, who gives a fuck? The world doesn't know how good, most of the world doesn't know how good Samuel Shaw really can wrestle. Gunner's really improving, and I have that Semper Fi machine gunner thing. I don't understand Bram. But Bram does win the match because Samuel Shaw runs in to try to save him, but hits him like an idiot, and then cares about him. I think they're teasing that Samuel Shaw loves Gunner. I think, because one of the knockouts. I'm about to say divas. I apologize. One of the knockouts was like, "I love you. You and me can be crazy forever." And so I got my eyes on someone else, and maybe it's Christy Hemme, but I was like, I think he wants a little Gunner cock. I could be wrong. That's the vibe I got. But man, my gaydar's a bit busted. I'm like, does Samuel Shaw want Gunner cock? That could be the question of the day. Does Samuel Shaw want Gunner cock? I did not enjoy this match. I just don't get it. I like Samuel Shaw because he's a Florida independent guy, and I root for those type of guys. Gunner because he's United States Marine Corps, Semper Fi. And Bram, I just don't get. But some people are really high on Bram. I thought, to be honest, I thought this was the worst match of the night. Yeah, if you're going to have one negative match, this was it. It was storyline driven, and it was a storyline that I didn't give a shit about. And then the main event was Bobby Lashley versus Bobby Roode, and it was a really good classic traditional match. MVP and Kenny King did fuck around with the match, but the referee threw him out, and then it got to a really good traditional one. Bobby Roode did a great job of carrying the match. Bobby Lashley, a lot of people hate Bobby Lashley, and I like 5-star matches, Pro Wrest, New Japan, Dragon Gate, just like the rest of us. But I respect Bobby Lashley a lot, not only because he's an MMA guy and a pro wrestler, army, or amateur wrestler and all that. He's got a lot of good qualities about him, but he's one good thing about him in pro wrestling that I can mention. He's very good at hiding his weaknesses. Like, there's a lot of big men who can't wrestle. And I'm not saying he can't wrestle, he's just not a main event caliber wrestler. But he knows that, and he hides the weaknesses. I think WWE can learn something from Bobby Lashley. It's just hide the weaknesses. A lot of pro wrestlers can do that. And I think Bobby Lashley is great at hiding his weaknesses, and I think Bobby Roode is right now on top of his game. Maybe one of the best wrestlers in the world, to be honest. So it was a great match. Lashley does win. A lot of people on Twitter said it was really predictable, But I thought since he won Bellator, they're probably going to keep the strap on him for a while. Plus, if Lashley comes to Japan the week prior to Bound for Glory, he's a big black MMA guy with a great personality. He's going to sell tons of tickets here in Japan. There is some racist factor to it. Like, that's kind of racist, but there is. Japanese people love mixed martial artists, and they love big black guys. Bob Sapp made a fucking killing just being big, black, and funny. So Bobby Lashley can sell so many tickets here. They love the mixed martial arts / pro wrestling thing. All he has to do is send Bobby Lashley over a week or 2 weeks early before Bound for Glory. I know it's going to cost you a lot of money, but have him come over and have him hit all the celebrity shows. Because in Japan, they have nighttime shows where it's just celebrities playing games. Like, literally, it's pretty funny, it's pretty intense, but it's really weird. Like, if you're an American and you watch Japanese television, you're just like, why the fuck? You know, like, someone's a celebrity and you have no idea why. You're like, are they a singer? No. Are they a pro wrestler? No. Well, why are they a celebrity? Because they're on the show and playing games. Like, I don't think that's how it works. And the word comedian, too. But, I mean, he gets on those shows. There's a lot of shows where he just gets on, says hello, plays a couple games, and then he goes. Mark Hunt did that. Mark Hunt and Big Country fight this weekend in Japan at the Super Arena. And, yeah, they were on all the games and all the hosts and all that. So if TNA wants to get a good crowd in Japan, they have to bring Bobby Lashley in early and have them hit all that stuff. But Buddha's probably going to do that for them. Like I said, TNA is also reporting the breaking news that tomorrow night, and I keep saying Bethlehem, like it's I'm pretty sure that's not how it's pronounced. Our Lord and Savior, Bethlehem. It looks like Bethlehem. I don't know, someplace in Pennsylvania. But Bobby Roode versus Lashley 2, and then on March 4th, it will be the tag title series, Full Metal Mayhem. So it should be good. It should be good the next couple weeks of Impact, and hopefully they keep it up. All right, so thank you very much. Andy Paps on Facebook asked, do you like Brodus Clay signing? There is reports of Brodus Clay signing with TNA and him being on a couple shows. As far as Brodus Clay being in TNA, I don't know. It's my son's favorite wrestler. He loved the little dance and Call My Mama. And, you know, it's so funny because WWE's like, we're for the children. What? That's an 8-year-old's favorite wrestler? Let's cut him. So, I don't know. But I think it depends how they use him. I heard he's going to team up with EC3 and B-Security, and I'm okay with it. I guess I'm going to hold judgment until I actually see how he's used. Will he just be another reject of B guy? Will he be repackaged? Will he be used correctly? I would say TNA is batting less than 100 when it comes to booking WWE guys better. You know, there's a couple guys who are like, wow, they really improved their careers. They really improved the company. But out of every one guy that came from WWE and they've improved themselves or improved the company, there are 9 that are utter failures. So I'll give it time. I'll see how he appears on television with EC3, see how they book him and all that. But as of right now, I'm happy for him. At least he's not friggin' trying to save dolphins or whatever the hell he was doing here in Japan or said he was going to do. So as of right now, I'm going to hold judgment until I actually see it. But like I said, they're probably batting 100. Batting 100 is probably, that's being a little positive. They're probably batting under 100 when it comes to WWE guys. Some guys hit a home run. Bully Ray hit a home run, in my opinion. EC3 hit a home run, in my opinion. Kurt Angle, Christian. I can't think of any others. There's a lot that struck out miserably and made the company worse. So we'll see how it goes. Bam, bam, bam. All right, boom. All right, and someone wanted me to talk about this story, so let's be the last thing. On Kocosports.net, KOCOsports.net, they have Dixie Carter and John Rick comment on the future of TNA and Spike TV. So someone wanted me to just respond to her comments. Dixie Carter on Jeff Jarrett's departure of the company. Bad props to Dixie Carter. She's just being respectful, but I think she has to be. I mean, Jeff Jarrett fucking built that company. She stole it. And I don't know about stole it, but you can't bash the guy who started the company. It's kind of business 101, and she knows that, and she did a great job. She wished him nothing but success and all that. Dixie Carter on the TMZ TNA TV deal reports. This one is, she doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. TMZ asked me, "Hey, is this story real? Should we run with it?" I was watching a movie. Oh, top priorities here. I didn't see it until it was on a little wrestling site. Some little wrestling site ran it. All right, so you don't pay attention to TMZ, but a little wrestling site, that's what gets your attention. And not only that, but maybe, Dixie Carter, you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Our pro wrestling's demographically, factually poor. Yes. But you are marketing to them. Could you not fucking bash the fan base? Can you not bash the media? It's not, I'm going to ignore TMZ because I got to watch fucking Frozen with my husband. Let it go! But I'm going to find out all my news on a little scuzzy website. It's just like, do you not, I wish there was a PR person. I wish I could be Dixie Carter's conscience or PR person. Shut the fuck up! Thank you. Why even mention that? You fucking sound stupid. So TMZ calls, which obviously you respect, because fucking, everyone respects TMZ when they're in the fucking entertainment world because, well, tons of people see them. But a little wrestling site, that's where you got it from. Why even put a little wrestling site? Why not put from a wrestling site that ran it? Because you want to belittle it, and then you belittle it. And the thing is, you have 11 years of 90% failures. You're finally doing good. You're finally putting on a product that's an alternative. You're finally putting on a product. Why? You were born rich. Your fans weren't. You fucking run a wrestling company. Why would you fucking say little wrestling site? Why? Why would you do that? Because deep down inside, you're a rich girl that can't succeed in this fucking market. That's why. And for some reason, it's the fans' fault. We always make fun of Vince McMahon. Oh, it's not me that's out of touch. It's the kids that are wrong. That's what it reminds me of. Grant, okay, let's say you absolutely hate your customer base. And deep down inside you do, Dixie. You still have to fucking sell it to them. That little wrestling website might fucking not be that big of a website, but the president of TNA's on it. And second off, that little wrestling website is fucking gonna cover you no matter what. Why would you want the coverage? I don't get it. I don't get it. This is the part of Dixie Carter that I don't fucking understand. She is born rich and stupid. Yes, you have more money than your fans. Yes, you have a better life than most people. Why the fuck insult someone that deep down inside they love what you're selling? You're a fucking idiot, and this is the reason why you fucking fail. AJ Styles, she says, I'm losing AJ Styles. I hate that we lost AJ Styles. She said, are you listening? I'm listening, but you didn't fucking give him a good contract. I am listening. Here, Dixie, here's my response to you. Are you listening? Did any of the WWE guys make more money than AJ Styles? Good day. Are you listening? I hate it. I felt like we gave him a great offer. He was your number one guy, and did you give him the number one spot? That's it. I really did. I felt like we gave him a great offer, and I think he made a mistake. Yeah, okay. He's the IWGP title thing. Let's look at the facts. He's making more money. He's working the schedule he wants, having great matches, becoming a world superstar, and getting huge paydays on the indies. He and IWGP, I apologize. Him and New Japan have blatantly said, no, AJ Styles is getting paid way more money than his TNA contract. And so, You didn't make him a fair deal. Let me be completely honest. Who's the fucking diva? The fucking diva. Yeah, she's a diva ring announcer. Christy Hemme. Did you offer him more money than Christy Hemme? Because if you didn't, fuck off and die. Alright. AJ Styles on the problems with Eric Bischoff and Hogan. Now, this is the part she's finally smartening up, but at the same time, you're like, why the fuck didn't you figure this out earlier? I don't think Eric and Hogan knew the roster at all. Yet, you let them run with the ball and be in charge of it. So think about it. Let that statement sink in. You own, let's do the most simple fucking business ever, a lemonade stand. You own a lemonade stand. Part of owning a lemonade stand is, hear me out on owning a lemonade stand, making lemonade. Running a wrestling company, you should know the roster and what's happening on television. So you're such a great, smart businesswoman, Dixie. I don't think Eric and Hogan knew the roster at all. Then why did they have any pull of power? Why? In fact, I don't even know if they watched the show before they came in. Why don't we hand them all the money? Let them be in charge of creative. What could go wrong? Oh, you spent tons of money and still got a 1.0? That's what could go wrong. They've been very little. No one knew who I was. No one knew who Samoa Joe was. We added Rob Van Dam because everyone knows him. Wonderful. That is a great fucking lie you keep repeating to yourself. Then how come at the airports no one knew where Kevin Nash was wrestling? How come Rob Van Dam, when he was wrestling, Rob Van Dam has fucking come out multiple times, even when he was in TNA, still in a TNA contract, Rob Van Dam has come out and said, yeah, when I showed up at the airports, people knew who I was and didn't know who TNA was. So what's the point? You spent all that money, everyone knows who he is, it's a 1.0. It's a 1.0. No one knows who Samoa Joe was except your fucking fan base, you fucking retard. John on his creative chains. I think the audience was challenging us to give them something a little more straightforward. No shit. No, I find it funny that you figured this out when you started losing money and fucking started losing all those WWE guys and about to lose your television deal. Be like, you know what? Maybe I should stop spending daddy's money and actually run a legit business. What do these little people, what do these little wrestling fans that wasn't born into Panda Energy, what do they want? I got an idea. Why don't we feed them cake? Why just give them cake? She's a fucking complete, worthless fucking idiot. Carter on fans who want TNA to go out of business. All these people say, I hope you go out of business. I'm not one. I just hope you fucking do better. In New York City, in February, you did great. The rest of the year, you sucked. And in New York City, you did great. You did great in New York City. You did great in England. And lockdown was absolutely fucking horrible. But yeah, there are a lot of people that are just blindly, we worship the elite, will be part of WWE because WWE makes money and it makes them feel like they're better. Like, I still don't grasp it. I don't grasp it. Like, when you're a wrestling fan and you care, like, I care that my wrestling company that I'm a fan of makes enough money to stay in business. After that, I can give two shits who makes the most money. All right? That's like being a baseball fan and be like, the Yankees didn't win the World Series? They made the most money. Who gives a shit? You're not in the fucking business. It's okay to be a passionate fan, you fucking scumbags. You don't think we make wrestling better by just throwing more people and more options? No, I don't. I actually hope you don't go out of business. I think you make it worse because you take away people like a passionate Mark Cuban or a possible future Ted Turner because WWE is a monopoly and their stock options don't look good. No matter We Worship the Elite says that they're not fucking making as much money as they should. But with that said, let's say, oh, I want to compete with WWE. They have monopoly. Well, who's second place? Dixie Carter. Did she have money? Yes. How did she do? A 1.0. Fuck it, I'm out. So, yeah, I disagree with that. You being horrible fucking it. It's the most ludicrous, short-sighted thing. The sheer absolute stupidity blows my mind. You know it's a bad day when Dixie Carter calls you stupid. I feel sorry for the rest of the business if we're not around. And I agree with 90% of what she says, but we make wrestling better? Why? Have you seen fucking You know, the whole, oh, well, everyone has a job. Yeah, that's a go-to answer. If you want to give that bullshit answer, go for it. Everyone has a job. We have some more working. That's great. That's great. But outside of that, no, you don't make wrestling better. You don't. You don't. If you don't have an alternative, you don't have your own image, you don't have your own stars, you don't make wrestling better. Because what you do is you make it look like, because there used to be, before Dixie Carter, there used to be this dream, this pro wrestling dream. If someone with money came in, they could compete with Vince. And you ruined that dream. So no. Dixie Carter on Vince Russo. He's a lightning rod. People hate him, but sometimes people love what he does, but they don't realize he does it. He's a really talented guy. This is pure bullshit. It's pure bullshit. It's pure bullshit. If he's good at what he does, why wouldn't he put his name on it? I'm going to tell you something. I've written a lot of books. I've co-written all that. And when a book sucks so goddamn bad, I'm happy that I didn't put my name on it. He's not good at what he does. He'd put his name on it. He'd brag. He'd say, wow, I did it. I did this. I did that. He always says that about the Attitude Era. No one agrees with them, but Vince Russo says he created the Attitude Era. He takes a lot of pride in that. What does he take pride in TNA? And all we can go on is what Dixie Carter says in one leaked script. And this is why I say he's full of shit. I saw the leaked script, and you know what segment he wrote on that leaked script? He wrote AJ Styles being scared, locked up in his room. Remember that? Remember that? That was Vince Russo's idea. Yeah. You know what? Is Vince Russo a pussy? Put your fucking name on that shit. Come on, bro. Put your name on that shit. Leak out the fucking scripts. Yeah, that's what I thought. Vince Russo is a con man, is very confident, and he can convince anyone it's not his fault. Like, I'll watch a Vince Russo podcast and be like, nothing's my fault, bro. Like, you know what? Maybe it's not his fault. But then you realize, for 6 hours of his fucking podcast, nothing is his fault. Dixie, at least you have the balls to put your name on the product. And then Bobby Roode on TNA Talk. I've worked 95% of the shows this company has run, and from day one, Internet the Public has tried to bash TNA. We've been around for 12 years after all the negativity and all the bullshit. They're going down, they're going under, they're under. We're still here. Yeah. I mean, I guess give yourself a Barry Horowitz. Does it feel good? Have we used the word profit yet? If Panda Energy wasn't around, would you still be in business? To me, Bobby Roode, and I love you, great match tonight, one of the best wrestlers going to now. To me, it sounds like you took advantage of a fucking money mark. And that's why you're still around. That's what it seems like to me. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz. Does it feel good? Does it? Does it? I don't want TNA to go out of business, but at the same time, I don't fucking want them to... I don't want some rich fucking woman talking down on fucking wrestling audience and fucking defending her fucking spot and realizing, oh, well, you're the one that made those mistakes. You're the one that made that mistakes. You have to pay the piper. Do you not remember Dixie Carter recording her belittling her roster? I hope nothing but the best for TNA. And in New York and in England, they were amazing. No surrender, huge win. Please in the comments put win, loss, or tie. But you didn't do that until your back was against the wall. Why not put on a good product from here on out and give the fans what they want? It's just sad. It's sad because the thing about pro wrestling is everyone wants to be. Everyone wants to be in the business so bad. There's no more fans left. And then whoever there's a fan, let's shit on them. I have no idea where the fucking they get that shit. Coldest 90 says awesome ladder match. I thought the ladder match was a really good main event. Manic and Senda as a tag team, I think would be awesome. Rain Lazy 92, the tag series has been hella sick. Wave Rule says Rude and Lashley was a damn goof title match. Hopefully, if they wrestle again, it can top this match. I don't know. I think Bobby Roode is a great wrestler. I think Lashley is good at hiding his weaknesses. But I think this is as good as it's going to get. Some people really enjoyed it. Some people didn't. Wave Rules did not. They will be having a rematch. I'm sure it will be on Impact in 27 years. I don't know their schedule. Go live, Dixie. Go live. Let's cut 97 of the WWE fucking super. They don't even actually have that many superstars. But get rid of your highest paid guys and fucking start going live. Going live. There's no superstar that you cannot cut now. I mean, you've cut AJ Styles, you cut Christopher Daniels. What the fuck's the point? If you're gonna cut them all. But go live. Go fucking live. So there you go. I actually did not think it was a goof title match. I thought it was pretty decent. Bobby Lashley's good at hiding his weaknesses. Bobby Roode is a great wrestler. I don't think it's going to get better. I could be wrong. We'll see in next couple weeks when they have their rematch. But I think that's as best as it's going to get. Thank you for the live comments. And sorry that it's so late. Like I said, my babysitter didn't show up, and I had to beat that. Nothing sucks more than when real life gets in the way of your YouTube dreams. All right. Talking about YouTube streams being over, I got to go cook some chicken for my family. Please check out Kocosports.com or Kocosports.net. It's where the world goes to get cash, your home for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. Dixie, it's okay to be a passionate fan. Stop talking down to them and give them a product they want. Great job, TNA. Dixie, I got my eyes on you. Better start doing a better job, sweetheart. All right. Yeah, overall, I thought No Surrender was great. I mean, I have no complaints. Maybe I'm getting soft in my old age, but I absolutely love TNA No Surrender. The ladder match is a must-watch. All right, and like I said, go to Kocosports.com. Jerry is busting his ass. Jerry and David Cui are busting their ass over there, and then I have to start doing stuff. I'm doing the old, I wrote a book, I don't have to do anything anymore bullshit. I got to get out of that phase. You ever have a big project, and once the big project's done, you're like, I ain't fucking doing work anymore. That's where I am now. So I got to fucking refocus. I'm going to tell the internet imagery, I'm going to refocus and start being awesome again. All right, so please go to Kocosports.com. And with that, I am over.